What happens when you move into someone's house for a few days for some reason and end up falling in love with a particular member of that family? Today's story is based exactly on this. The movie opens with Manuel, who has just left his hometown and arrived at a railway station in a new city. His father's friend had come to drop him off. After they left, Manuel suddenly felt very sad. He had now been separated from his parents and was going to live in another city in Spain. As he looked around, the loneliness hit him hard. He was supposed to stay at the homes of his 3 uncles, but for now, he was waiting for his first uncle, Juan. Soon, Juan arrived to pick him up. They reached home, and that night everyone sat together for dinner. Manuel liked the family, and somehow the night passed. The next day, he went to his uncle's shop where only women worked. His uncle was a funny, cheerful man, and Manuel watched him joking around with the ladies. Everyone at the shop worked while having fun. Uncle Juan did stitching work, and the women helped with it. Poor Manuel simply sat there quietly, observing everything. Then Juan's daughter, Vicenta, arrived. Everyone was happy to see her. When Manuel glanced at her from the corner of the room, he couldn't help but smile. He liked her instantly. Everyone continued enjoying their time at the shop, and Manuel also slowly started getting comfortable with Vicenta. The next day, Juan took both Vicenta and Manuel to a peaceful place far outside the city. It was a hilly, beautiful area. Inside the car, Manuel fell asleep. After quite some time, they finally reached a stunning small village, one that looked completely different from any place Manuel had seen before. Juan asked Manuel to take out his painting supplies. Manuel sat down to arrange everything, while Vicenta quietly watched him. Juan told him to paint the beauty of nature around him, and the 3 began working on their paintings. Manuel had never painted before, so he was nervous, but having Vicenta with him helped. As they painted, Manuel noticed a strange-looking man approaching them. Frightened, he told Vicenta. Both kids got scared and informed Uncle Juan that a creepy man was coming their way. When the man reached them, he introduced himself and said he lived in that village. Juan asked if there was any problem, and suddenly the man pointed a stick at them, but he didn't hit anyone. He was just joking. He turned out to be a very quirky, humorous person who even started claiming he was God. Manuel got scared, but still offered him a piece of fruit. Yet the man continued acting strangely, babbling random things until he eventually walked away. After that, they all returned home. Manuel began learning about art from Juan, while Vicenta was learning dance from her mother. Juan made some notes to teach Manuel about painting, but Manuel's attention wasn't on the lesson. His eyes were on Vicenta. Noticing this, Uncle Juan stopped Vicenta's dance practice and called her over. He showed both of them a stack of paintings, explaining how to use different colors and techniques to create art. Manuel listened, but his mind was lost somewhere else, filled with thoughts about Vicenta. Time kept passing like this, and Manuel's attention shifted more and more toward Vicenta. One day, all the kids were busy eating dinner. Vicenta finished first and went up to the terrace. Seeing the opportunity, Manuel also got up from the table a little later and went looking for her. He peeked into another room, but she wasn't there. Feeling a little worried, he stood by the stairs and looked up. He sensed she had gone upstairs. He hurried to the top floor, and there he saw her. Seeing Vicenta made him happy, he began talking to her about everything. Manuel told her how his mom and dad were fighting and that he had been forced to live away from them. He said he felt like he had no one left in the world. Saying this, he grew sad. When Vicenta realized that Manuel was hurting because of his parents, she promised she would always stay with him and take care of him. She even shared a secret. Uncle Fernando was gay, and only she knew about it. No one else. Then she took Manuel to Uncle Fernando's room, where Fernando was busy with one of his servants. Seeing this made Manuel feel awkward. After spending a week at Juan's house, Manuel went to stay with Uncle Fernando. Fernando ran a bakery and also loved playing the violin. As Manuel sat in the bakery, listening to the violin's music, he was reminded of his parents and became sad again. Fernando told him that Manuel was the only person who truly listened to his music with attention. He then asked Manuel what tune should come next. Just as Fernando began to play, his partner arrived to visit him, but when he saw Manuel, he left. Manuel also worked there at the bakery. Even though Fernando ran the shop, he spent a lot of time trying to make his partner happy. When he took Manuel along to meet his wife, she got angry, saying Fernando wasn't focusing on work anymore. Fernando replied that his happiness wasn't in work. His happiness was in the violin. That was his life. That night, Vicenta took Manuel with her to secretly listen to a conversation between Fernando and Tony. Tony told Fernando that he was about to get married and that they could no longer stay together. He promised to meet him one last time, but Fernando lost control emotionally. Tony's words had shattered Fernando. He became extremely depressed and even tried to hurt himself, but couldn't go through with it. The next morning, Manuel went to see his Aunt Baptiste. She started saying strange things and asked him, "Am I not beautiful?" Manuel was confused. In truth, Aunt Baptiste was trying to get close to Manuel, but he told her that Fernando and Tony were in a relationship. Hearing this, Baptiste was shocked and told Manuel not to reveal this affair to anyone. It must remain a secret. Instead of being angry with Fernando, Baptiste tried to comfort him when she saw how depressed and broken he was. She wanted to reduce his pain. Manuel agreed to stay quiet. Meanwhile, Fernando tried to escape his sadness by playing the violin in another room, but it didn't help. He returned to his chair and sat there, overwhelmed with emotions. His wife saw him and immediately understood that everything Manuel had said was true. Meanwhile, Manuel was feeling sad in his room when Facenta came in and took him up to the terrace. Manuel told her that because of him, his aunt was upset and that he wouldn't keep an eye on his uncle anymore. As the two talked, they noticed two lovers running away. Facenta explained that it was Uncle Emilio's daughter and her boyfriend. They had come to the terrace to spend time together. Facenta had some special abilities, and while standing on the terrace, she could sense that something had happened inside the house, some sort of disturbance, something bad. When the two of them went downstairs to see what was happening, they found out that Fernando had died. Everyone was extremely distressed. Baptiste, crying, said that Fernando suddenly collapsed on the floor and died right there. But Emilio didn't trust anything yet. He checked Fernando himself. He was shocked to discover that Fernando had actually suffered a heart attack. Emilio somehow managed to revive him, and things returned to normal. After this, Manuel went to live with his third uncle, Emilio. One day, Emilio's sister, Margarita, was teaching Manuel, but Manuel disliked her, so to annoy her, he let a bug loose in the room. Seeing it, Margarita screamed loudly. Just then, Emilio's wife, Lola, walked in talking on the phone. She was speaking to Manuel's father. Manuel took the phone and stepped outside while Lola tried calming Margarita down. On the phone, Manuel learned that his parents were now living in Italy. He told his father that Margarita constantly watched him, and he didn't like it at all. He said he wanted to come back home. Margarita overheard everything. When the call ended, she came straight to Manuel and scolded him harshly. Lola stepped in and sent Margarita away to do other work. Later, Manuel told Facenta that his father would be coming to take him home soon. Hearing this, Facenta became sad. Both Manuel and Facenta wanted to marry each other and stay together forever, but they also knew that this couldn't happen, so they were heartbroken. In Emilio's house, there was a room no one was allowed to enter, but Manuel and Facenta sneaked in anyway. They discovered it was Emilio's clinic. When Emilio saw Manuel in the room, he was surprisingly happy and began explaining his work just like the other uncles had done earlier. Emilio was an eye doctor. Manuel then asked about a picture on the wall that explained something about eyes. Emilio showed him the beauty of the human eye. Both Manuel and Facenta were fascinated. Emilio explained that with a machine, he could look into someone's eyes and detect illnesses. When Manuel looked through the machine, he saw his uncle upside down. Emilio laughed and said, "See, that's the magic of it." Then he showed Manuel the pupils in Facenta's eyes, which made Manuel very excited. Emilio explained that the small dark circle in the center is what we see through. Outside the room, Margarita was furious after seeing the kids inside the forbidden clinic. When Emilio continued explaining about the eyes, Margarita barged in and yelled at the two children. She angrily reminded Emilio that she had strictly forbidden anyone from entering the clinic. Margarita then informed Emilio that their father, Manuel's grandfather, was again insisting on speaking with Antonio, whom he believed Manuel to be. So Emilio sent Manuel to talk to his grandfather, hoping it would make the old man feel better. Manuel's grandfather constantly talked about death. He told Manuel that the world was going to end soon, and that before everything was destroyed, they should see the world. No one understood him except Facenta. The grandfather told the two children that many secrets were buried in the house, shameful secrets. As he was about to reveal them, he suddenly stopped, having forgotten what he was talking about. After a moment, he remembered and confessed. He had fought in the World War and had brutally killed an innocent man, and then buried the body right underneath the basement of this very house. Grandfather continued speaking, saying he wanted to go somewhere peaceful where he could finally feel at rest. After saying this, he fell asleep. Later, Manuel went into Emilio's daughter's room. She was getting ready to go meet her boyfriend. Manuel told her that he also wanted to get ready, so she dabbed a little lipstick on his lips. Manuel jokingly asked. When he spoke too much, Manuel told her that he knew about her and her boyfriend. Shocked, she warned him not to tell anyone and then left the room. During dinner, while everyone was eating, Manuel noticed that Margarita was acting strange strange and staring upward. Seeing this, Emilio scolded her, asking why she wasn't focused while eating. Actually, Margarita had been hinting at Emilio's daughter and her boyfriend. This upset Emilio deeply. A little later, when his daughter returned to the dinner table, Emilio asked where she had been so late at night. She claimed she had been at a party with friends, but Emilio already knew the truth. Anna glanced at Manuel, suspecting he had told her father, but Manuel signaled that he hadn't said anything. Out of anger, Anna admitted that she had a boyfriend and that they planned to get married soon. Hearing this, Emilio lost control. Manuel became frightened, but the rest of the family behaved as if nothing unusual had happened. Grandfather quietly continued eating his dinner. Everyone pretended to act normal, but everything felt strange to Manuel. After dinner, Grandfather recited a poem written about Antonio and then walked out of the house late at night. The family panicked when they realized he was missing. Manuel said that only Facanta might know where he went. So the next morning, Facanta, Manuel, and Emilio set out to find him. Facanta led them to a park because she knew Grandfather loved trees and birds. There, they found him sitting alone. He said he wanted to come home but had forgotten the way back. He also said he wanted to go to the seashore to breathe in peace, and once again began talking about death. Emilio comforted him, saying that as long as he was alive, nothing bad would happen to him. They brought him back home, and on the way, Grandfather told them stories. That afternoon, the whole family went to the beach. Everyone was happy. Seeing all his children together, Grandfather finally found the peace he had been searching for years. And there, with one final wish in his heart, he took his last breath. He passed away. At Grandfather's funeral, everyone was deeply heartbroken. Manuel's parents also arrived. On one hand, Manuel was happy to return home with his parents. On the other hand, he was devastated because it meant leaving Facanta behind. Facanta didn't want to be separated from Manuel either, and she was heartbroken as well. Manuel thought that if his parents hadn't come to take him today, he could have spent his entire life with Facanta. But destiny had other plans. For the last time, Manuel and Facanta looked at each other, sad, silent, and full of longing. And this is where the movie ends.